Okay, you guys, I love Doc Martens, the boots. Like, I have a little bit of an obsession, and I would have every color they make if possible. But they also have like a limited edition and custom Doc Martens that they'll come out with from time to time. And when they sell out, they go for crazy amounts on eBay and stuff like that. And you can't really find them unless you want to spend like $250 and upwards of that sometimes. So this past summer, I think it was, I saw some toile printed Doc Martens and I was like, oh, I have to have those. But I'm not the kind to spend $250 on a pair of shoes that I can look at and say I can make those. Let me show you the prices on these. Okay, so after I decided I really wanted some of these, I have white Doc Martens, but I like them white. So I happened to find this pair of Mock Martens, not real, but it's also an experiment. So I found these at Goodwill for like $9.99 or something like that, a couple summers ago maybe it was. And I bought them for this project solely because I have this D4 transfer toile. It's a small transfer from Redesigner's Prima called Toile, and that is pretty much the same print. It's in blue, so it's a classic white, blue on white pattern like on China or fancy fabrics and things like that, which I love. I always love classic toile. If you're not familiar with toile, it's kind of like some people may say old lady print or chinoiserie, or you know, sometimes it has a sort of ethnic feel, oftentimes having pagodas and things like that in the photo. So this one looks like it's more of like a French countryside or Italian or something like that. Toile would probably be French. But you get where I'm going with that. So luckily I found the white boots. I'm going to start by probably taking the shoelaces out because we want them out. And then I'm going to wipe them down with my shop towels and some Crud Cutter. I have the gloss off kind in here. Wrong bottle, but Crud Cutter. It's a pre-paint cleaner. So I'm going to do that real quick. Take those laces out and give it a good wipe down. Make sure it's really dry before I begin this project. Okay, so after I've got them all wiped down and they're dry, I'm going to take some isopropyl alcohol, which you can get at the pharmacy or Walmart or Target. The 97% is what I generally use, but what the alcohol will do is it will just dry up any fingerprint, grease, any sort of like residue that is left over from anything. It just kind of dries out the surface a little bit, therefore making it a little less resistant to anything. Because, you know, you get like finger oils or like body, you know, like anything really that I may have missed, and it dries up that surface, making it easier for things to adhere, okay? You're probably going to ask, well, how durable are those? Are they going to last? Blah, blah, blah. Well, it's about 2 feet of snow here in Indiana. I'm probably not going to wear them out in the snow with the salt on the roads and lots of, no. These are not, they would not be an everyday type of wear shoe, and I am going to seal them with either Mod Podge, but most likely clear furniture wax. That's my go-to because it still remains a little flexible once it cures, and it's, I love furniture wax for sealing things. It's not a rigid thing, so it won't flake off and all of that kind of thing. It will just help with the softness of, if they were real leather, it would make them even nicer, but these, I don't believe these are real leather. I mean, they sure don't look like it. Man-made, synthetical. Okay, so our transfer. So now I'm just going to go ahead and open it. You can see what the whole thing looks like. There's a few different transfers I could use for this that are the blue kind of chinoiserie or ceramic type look or fine china look. There's another one called French ceramics, which I really wanted to use, but we're going to see how this one does. I kind of like the scenery and the landscaping, you know, the classic toile. So I'm going to grab, I don't know, probably one of the busier sheets here. Which actually these two are the same. It comes with 3 sheets, but I must have opened another package of this at one point because I happen to have 2 of the same sheet. That or it was a mistake. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to just grab these 2. I'm going to start with those. I'm going to start probably with the outside of the boot. And I'm not worried about trying to make it a landscape. I just want to make everything look like it kind of fits and is balanced. So let me try to lay that out. So shoe or boot, whatever you want to call it. And this tree kind of tall, so I think maybe going up the side of the boot would probably be a nice fit. I'm going to cut off this little section right there because it seems as though that will go, you know, just right there with the shape of the boot. Cut out the little church, maybe basilica. I'm not really sure what it is. East Front, I believe. So we'll just go with church. We're gonna cut that little steeple church out for now, and we're gonna cut this little corner off so we can fit it up the. Put it up the side of the boot. And okay, so let's see. We're gonna just go ahead and start like this, and then that I don't want to really get on the black part or the sole of the shoes necessarily. So I'm just gonna kind of make a little groove right there and cut it right off. So once I know where I'm going to put it, I keep bumping this, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to get the boot as flat surface as I can. You know what? I could actually probably take a transfer tube, a big transfer tube, and stick it in my boot to keep it flat. I may do that in a second. I got to find one first. Okay, let's see. I'm going to start at the bottom and line it up with the bottom. So I can try to not have a little white gap right there at the bottom, but we'll see. And then work my way up through the center, applying it so it'll stay still, not move around on me too much. And from this point on, I just rub it on because I do like that placement. I like it a lot. So I'm going to try to rub it on from the inside out. If I started from the edge, it might shift on my way, working my way over to the other side, rubbing on. So I'm just starting from the center, and I'm going to work my way out. And once I think I'm done rubbing, I'm just going to start to slowly peel away my backing paper, seeing if it's all stuck and whatnot. So far, so good. That's sticking really good. That makes me so happy. I'm using this stick that comes with the bigger transfers, or it comes with most transfers, but you can use the, you know, transfer tool or credit card or whatever you find is easier. If the wooden stick doesn't feel as rigid, sometimes the more rigid tools help on leather or pleather surfaces, things like that. But then I'm going to rub it with my palm of my hand, make sure it's all on there. That's nice, and it feels like it's actually part of the leather. It's not like, you know, a sticker or anything like that. Like, it actually feels looks kind of hand painted, right? Like, to the untrained eye. So let's go ahead and find the next little spot, which could be something like that. Or we could go in with the little, I like the lady at the bottom. We're gonna put her there. The lady and the kid, whatever that is all about. I like it. So I'm just gonna cut the tree off like that. See, I like the little lady there. I do. Let's put her right there. Her and her little kid. Okay, or whatever that is. I might cut some of this off though. Okay, let's try it. Boom. Let's put it kind of up here. Yes, sir. I'm a fan. Okay, again, I'm going to kind of start in the middle here of this little section. Okay, and then rub it in, rub it in. A whole lot of rubbing, right? A whole lot of rubbing. Use my little tool to get in the groove there. I'm so glad this is sticking easily. I really wasn't sure how that was going to go. Some transfers seem to take a lot more muscle than others, but this one seems to be fabulous. Okay, let's see. And then just going to kind of scrape it off of that little eyelet there. It will probably fall off anyways with use, so might as well just get rid of it now. Okay, make sure it's nice and burnished on there with my fingertips or my palm, whatever gets it on there. You can even use a little pad, like a burnishing pad, you know, like a little kind of sponge type thing, if you're worried you're going to scratch it with your hand or something like that. But okay, so I'm going to find something to fill in there a little bit up here, and then I'm just going to work my way around the shoe. So easy peasy. Then when we're all done, we will seal the whole thing, like I said, with our, maybe I'll add those little rocks in after all, just a little closer together. Okay, so I'm going to go around the shoe, or the boot, finish this whole boot, and then we'll seal it with our clear wax, and I will show you which kind I like to use, okay? Okay, here is our boot, and ain't she cute? See? Cute. So obviously we just have to do the other one. It doesn't have to be matchy-matchy. It can just be the same patterns, like in a different, you know, different placement. But I think these would be really cute with some like eyelet lace shoelaces, like lace shoelaces, or like a white velvet or blue velvet shoelaces, which I might have some velvet shoelaces laying around. I don't know, but wouldn't that be so demure? So demure. Anyways, my secret sauce, the home decor wax from Folk Art, which is like Michael's, Joann's craft store special. Like, I mean, I think this whole thing is like $13 and it lasts forever, but it's just your art or your craft store freaking wax, usually used for furniture. It's a clear wax. It's more of a liquidy than the hard type wax. Some clear waxes for furniture are kind of like a salve almost, or they're a little bit rigid. This one is almost liquidy, and I love it. It dries semi-flexible, but it still has a nice, like, feel to it. So I take a round brush, or I guess it doesn't have to be round or oval, probably best. Whatever you would normally wax your furniture with. I like the natural bristle ones. This is a redesign with Prima brush. It's a little one, but circular motions, kind of like you're putting lotion on your, you know, your skin or whatever when you get out of the shower or before you go to bed or whatever. Circular motions, just rub the wax in until, you know, it's not super like wet and gooey, but it's all covered, and semi-light application. You don't need a whole bunch. And somehow it just like stays soaked up in this little brush for a long time. So you don't really need much at all. I'm doing circular motions over the entire boot, okay? And this will cure up. It'll cure up nicely. It won't be rigid or flaky, or, you know, it'll stay flexible while preserving, you know, or protecting the graphic or the transfer as well. And if you have real leather, it will work the same. This is not real leather, which I think I prefer for, you know, this little project, but circular motions till it's nice and it's soaking in there. Or at least what feels like soaking in there. So all over the whole thing, okay? Just once is fine, but you want to let it dry or cure for at least overnight. The longer it has to cure, like 30 days ideally, but obviously who wants to wait 30 days to do a project, or, you know, use their project after they create it. But I mean, whatevs. But at least let it dry overnight. You know, it'll be dry to the touch, but the longer the better. 48 hours if you can, but 24 is good. So it'll be all dry and it'll still be flexible and it's clear. I'm not finished. I still have to do, you know, the rest of it, but there you go. That's that. Okay, so that's that. How fun are these? How fun are these? And you don't have to use toile. You can use whatever transfer you want.